Hi guys, I'm Deda. Today I will guide you through the process of portfolio creation. This video is specifically targeted for those of you who aim to enter Nanyang Polytechnic School of Design and Media via early admission exercise. But I'm pretty sure that overall these tips will be considered very useful and can be applied to other fields. In the previous video, I explained how to go about selecting pieces for a portfolio. A portfolio will showcase potential, your thinking process, but also your level of polish and what you may be able to achieve. As such, you may remember that I used this word, variety. But how do you showcase that you are a jack of all trades and a master of 1, 2, or even 3? My first thought would be to make a website. So the tricky part is right there, putting together something that is self-explanatory and will tell people who you are before they get to meet you and talk to you, and that is what makes the first impression. What we're gonna do now is that I'm going to guide you to a process that will allow you to create a proper branding that will definitely represent you and make us feel like we are talking to you before we even get to talk to you.
So let's talk about branding. Branding has to do with how you present yourself as a person. It has to do with choosing your favorite color. It has to do with maybe you have a little mascot that represents yourself, but maybe you have already started your own creative journey. And in your creative journey, you have picked a color that represents you, a font that represents you, and now you need to put together all these images in a very nice background. What you want to do is, for instance, you want to go and Google graphic design color trends for 2021. It is very important that you put graphic design in front. Otherwise, you get what? Renovation. So you go and Google this thing and you can see, oh wow, yellow is very fashionable. Pink is very popular. Neon colors are very trendy this year. I like this color arrangement. Some websites will come with templates. We want to think about what kind of font we can use. A lot of the software on computer comes with its own font that is this ugly thing like Papyrus, Comic Sans is a software. This is so old. It's so like my eyes bleed just looking at them. Instead, there are a lot of very nice, modern, youthful, and readable font that you can use, including the very basic Arial or Century Gothic. Okay, these are very great fonts to use. Now, how do we go about platforms? There are so many out there. So one of the platforms that you can use is Blogger. Blogger also comes with its own templates. You can go and Google free templates and you can download this one, for instance. This one is a very pretty one. And there are many free templates that you can download and then upload to your Blogger. So maybe this one is already becoming a little complicated because you're creating your own website. And it's a little bit the same with WordPress, where you can, create your WordPress, create a template, and so on. Wix too. Wix maybe is not very stable. You can embed a lot of video and other things there, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do. So Wix is also a very nice alternative. But let's say that you don't want to create your website from scratch. You just want to show your work. You can use all kinds of online slides. For instance, Google Slides. Google Slides is a very easy way to collate everything together, have a shareable link because there's a button here that says share, and it's a presentation tool. Okay, so instead of having a website, if you think that it's too complicated to go about Blogger, Wix, or WordPress, you can say, you know what, I'm going to do a presentation. There is a similar thing to Google Slides that is called Kamba, and there is a free option for you to use. Or you can use ready-made online platform. For instance, this is ArtStation. This is Behance. Now Behance, there's a lot of professional people there, so it may be a little scary. But ArtStation is kind of nice. I will show you my ArtStation briefly because at one glance, we land on your page and then we see everything. It's like, oh, look at all the stuff this person can do. And you can have your video in there as well. So you can say, click on the video. And you can have category, 2D animation, 3D animation, or whatever, right? So I know I always use animation as an example. You may have a SketchUp of a building that you model, or you could have packaging design here, lots of packaging design, which may seem strange to you, but I did a lot of packaging design when I was working. But you can use DeviantArt, why not? DeviantArt is still a very cool place to upload your stuff, and you can put the description under the image, which is perfect. You can use your Tumblr. Just make sure that you give us the link to this part of Tumblr, the one where you see all of your posts. Just leave it as static as possible. The one downside of Tumblr is that it's very dynamic. So if you reblog things, you see that too, huh? No cool. Like I was saying, you can use DeviantArt. Make sure you have your banner there. See, that's my banner. That's my little lizard. But if I were you, I would maybe create a folder, early admission exercise, and you put there your preferred thing. So then you can give us a link to gallery. And then when we go inside, we see early admission exercise portfolio, please see. Then we click on it and we go, oh, okay, so this is the work. And then we start scrolling. And the cool thing is that we know that if I click on it, it's going to be like, okay, so this is the piece. I go inside, that's the description. Oh, okay, so this is what's happening here. You can use your Instagram. Sure, why not? You go on Instagram, you go like, oh, look at all the drawing. But what if you go like, yeah, but this is all my Instagram. Do I create a new account? Of course, you can have a double account. You can even have your little video on the Instagram TV. And then you can have the post here that says, click here to finish watching my video. Because you know, right, that demo reel can be 2 minutes. And you can even pin a story and call it, please watch this. Then we'll click on it. And then you have a little interview. Hi there, I'm Deda. Thank you for watching my little intro demo reel. I wish to apply for diploma, blah, 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 blah. You had to do everything that is in your power to make us really interested in you and your ability to communicate and really try your hardest to get to the diploma of your choice. And then, of course, there's your ArtStation. Now, you don't give us this link. You give us with your nick first. So we land in here, then we see, oh, this is everything. And then there's the categories, huh? You can have comment, you can have 2D animation, you can have, all of the other things. All right, so you can divide by category, so it's a proper portfolio. So these are all platforms that are available to you, for you to use, where you can go and have a lot of fun creating your thing. So now I'm going to show you how to use Google Slides. So like I said, right, Google Slides come with already determined themes. But there are certain things that you can do, which includes maybe you can change the way this thing looks. But here, what you do is you put your name. So let's say you're okay with this ping. And then I go, Deda Sor. And then in here you write, see, look at the font. The font already picks something nice that is not some crazy papyrus. Early admission exercise or portfolio for C60 diploma code or for motion graphics. Let's do motion graphics. Then you go in here and you add a slide. Okay, so you go new slide. It's up here, new slide. And then in here you want to add your image. So you can upload from the computer, for instance, right? So I go upload, and then you go ahead and upload your image. And then I'm gonna go to here, and then I'm gonna do, okay, my character design goes here. Alrighty, so I place it in here, and you can make it nice and big. Now, when you make your portfolio, it's okay to have your images very nice and big, so they occupy a lot of space. But if you're worried that it's too big, really don't worry too much about it, because it's okay to have something that looks a little more like an art book, where you say, character design, project name, Space Girl, okay? And then you can do something like visual development or something like that. Okay, so this is not big enough, so I'm gonna pull it a little bit so that everything fits there. It's nice to label everything, and it's also okay to have your artwork on white. To be honest, having white makes everything very, very readable. So maybe I have something else in here, upload an image. I'm going to upload this guy. It's a 3D paperino. No, it's a cat. Okay, so maybe I can crop or something, because I don't want the whole image. I just want the top part, the 3D part. Let's say I just want the top part like that. Good. And then you move your image down, and then you can have something like this. Kato! All right, maybe you don't need this one. And then you go, you know, and say something like, make this one nice and big. Meow. And then in here, so if the name of the project is Kato, you can do the other thing around where you can label everything big on the top. So you either do it this way, when you make it big and label things on the side, or if you want to do something like that, where you contain the image, you put the name of the piece, and then you say, this is what? 3D model. And then you can put the name of the project. Kato Scratcho. So you can play around a little bit with the way you want to have your little layout, and you can go on and on and on. You see, look at all the design that are basically suggested to you, right? You can even have sections. So let's say that this is my section and this is like 2D work or photography, for instance. Photography. Then in here, you can put something like more than a hobby, a duty. And in here, you can write something like photography is my passion. I like to spend my weekend outdoor and look at people and places. And then bam, the rest of the thing is just a bunch of photos. This is not counted as portfolio piece. These are just your title separator, and you can even duplicate. Let me see, huh? Boom. Okay, so I didn't need to do that. I just copy and paste directly, and then I do 2D art, and then you go creating new worlds for tomorrow. I know, cheesy, huh? Miss Deda, very cringe one. And then you say here something like, I am a storyteller and I like to create characters for a story I came up with. Here is some visual development and illustration. And then you have all of these. So here, Kato and Space Girl are part of this project. This one, you see how I can move stuff around? It is very, very simple. Once you're done, you click on share. Name before sharing. Your name, you put your full name. Full name, like on your IC. So, John Smith Jones the Third. And then EAE, maybe, something like that. Okay, you save. And then you go, and this thing will give you a link. So when NYP asks you, you just copy link, paste it in the email when they ask you, can you please upload your portfolio and share your link with us? You do this. You copy and paste, and then you go like, dear NYP, thank you very much. Here is my link. Now, there is one thing I want to mention about portfolio, and it has to do with the order with which you put your stuff in. As you put your work inside, you only have 6 pieces to make an impression. Your very first piece should be the mind-blowing one. When we look at it, we go like, wow, yeah, damn nice one. As we keep scrolling, right, you can have like a couple of more. Then suddenly, the third one again, mind-blowing. Wow, very good. Then we will look 4, 5, the 6th one, mind-blowing again. All right? You want to keep us interested. You want to keep it tidy. Don't be too wordy in your description. Just keep it sweet and to the point.
Whatever you do in the end, just remember to organize your work by categories. It's very, very important that your categories label media or type of work, not so much the name of the project at this stage, because we wouldn't know it's the name of your project. So maybe you have 2D, 3D, observational drawings, live drawings, character design. You can use as a reference of how to label your category the file, the PDF that I share with you on Discord about portfolio requirements. Just guide us through a visual journey. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this little tutorial and have fun, explore, research, maybe share your result with us on Discord. I created a proper channel for it. And I really hope to see you at the early admission exercise. Bye.